Hey guys, what's up? John Kinsler here with Concert Addiction, starting with one of two recap videos I'm going to try to get out to you guys tonight. First one is going to be about Papa Roach at 106.7, actually now 107.9. But anyways, nonetheless, KBPI's Mistletoe Jam, featuring, as mentioned before, Papa Roach and also Falling in Reverse and In the Whale. So I'll get right into it. I'll start with the venue. The Fillmore, awesome as always. Nothing really to bitch about there. The production of this show was right on point. All the radio personalities that you know, if you listen to KBPI, were up there, made a couple statements and stuff like that. And it was real cool to see everyone there, see the whole KBPI family out there rocking out. Real awesome to see. Love the radio DJs and all that. That was cool. In the Whale actually won a contest. Apparently a whole bunch of local bands. In the Whale, if you don't know, is a band local to Denver, Colorado. A band I've seen 3 times now, and I've met Eric before at Riot Fest a couple years ago. Real cool dudes. They entered in a contest and then were handpicked by Papa Roach to open up this show. So that was pretty cool, and their set, you know, was pretty cool. They're enthusiastic and crazy like always, you know, bouncing around all over. They didn't take their pants off this time, which was unfortunate. I'm just kidding, whatever. Thought that was part of their show, although I haven't seen their show in a long time, so there's a good chance that it's changed. But nonetheless, they didn't quite recognize the fact that they were the band that nobody knew. Even though they're in the local area, I felt like a lot of people in that show didn't know them. At one point they said, "Oh, we're going to try some new stuff out for you guys," and the guy next to me said, "This is all new to me. What the fuck you talking about?" So they had a little bit of a hard time keeping the crowd intrigued. At one point they did say, "We've been doing punk rock festivals and stuff all year, so let's see how the metal crowd goes." And they're trying to get us all moshing and stuff like that and get us all hyped up, and it just wasn't really working. But that's at no fault to the band. I just think that it's really hard in that situation where you have 2 bands that people are really excited to see, and then you have to open for them and nobody knows who you are. But they did the best with what they could do, and I thought their set was phenomenal, like it always is whenever I see them. Then we'll go on to Falling in Reverse, a band that I'd heard of, obviously, but I thought that I would at least recognize one of their songs because I didn't think I knew any, but they're so popular I figured I'd at least recognize a hit or two. And I didn't, but there was a lot of people that were super excited just for this band, especially the frontman himself. When he came out, people went nuts. So that was really cool to see that they're clearly not mainstream, considering I listen to all the rock radio and things like that, and I don't think they've been played on there a whole lot, otherwise I would have at least recognized one of their songs. But nonetheless, they brought a huge crowd to this show. A lot of people were there just to see them, arguably, and they got the crowd going. They put on a phenomenal show. They were very interactive with the crowd the whole time. It was really cool to see. I'll be checking them out again. I guess you could say I'm a fan now. I've actually downloaded one of their songs, which I can't remember what it's called, but after watching their show, and I really enjoyed it, so it was awesome to see them. Then we'll get on to the main event, which was Papa Roach, which was awesome. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. The pacing on their show was a little bit off, which I find weird, but I'll get to that in a sec. The show was awesome. The way it started was cool. The lights went dark. Their banner was still up, and it was like a radio PSA just came over and it said, "Fuck Papa Roach. Fuck Papa Roach." And it was funny as shit. They're totally just embracing the hate and shit that they get, which was awesome. Then they started playing. They rocked right through. They did what a lot of rock bands, anyways. Five Finger's done this the last couple times I've seen them. A couple of their bands, something I find weird is they don't play through song to song to song to song. They take a break between each song, even if it's just a couple seconds. The lights go down, and they did that up until the end. And another thing I noticed they were doing in the beginning, which they reversed in the end, which I'll get to, is I felt like they were drawing out their songs a little bit. Like either the intro would take longer than it is if you hear the song, you know, on the CD or on the radio or something, and then it would take them a while to wrap up the song too. Like Jacoby would already have been off the stage, but the band was still playing for another minute, and I don't know what that was about. It seemed like they were filling time, but then they got to the end, and it was almost like they did an encore, but like I said, it was kind of hard to tell because they went down between each song anyway, so I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be an encore, but I think it was. And they came out and they played like 4 more songs I think after that, and those last 4 songs seemed really rushed. didn't really take away a whole lot from the show for me, just because I'm such a fan and I can relate so much to their music. And Jacoby is a great frontman. I've never seen Papa Roach live before. I was supposed to see them at Moonstock, but they had to cancel because Jacoby had emergency appendix surgery, I think it was. He's fully recovered from that, it appears, which is awesome. Or no, it's something on his vocal cords. I'm not sure. I'll look that up. But anyways, he's fully recovered from that, and he put on a rocket show. He's really good at getting the crowd hyped up and going crazy. They got the mosh going, unlike that first band could. They really got the mosh going, which was really cool. At one point, he had us all crouched down, you know, like they do. So it's really cool. They also, from one song, they went right into, I can't remember what the song was, but they went right into a tribute to Chester Bennington, which I won't touch on a whole lot here because I made a separate video about that, featuring that video, which is on the channel now, so make sure to check that out. But yeah, Papa Roach put on a phenomenal show, amazing tribute to Chester Bennington, which is super important, especially because the people that gravitate towards this music are, you know, obviously can relate to what happened with Chester Bennington and all the, you know, and all the stuff like that. So yeah, Papa Roach was a fantastic performance. Falling in Reverse was good, and The Whale was good. The whole show was awesome. Yeah, so if you see any of those bands, if you get a chance to see any of those bands, make sure to check them out. I know Papa Roach has been announced for they're supporting A Day to Remember next year, and then they also have their own headline tour, which would be cool to see. So if that comes by, make sure you get a chance to see them because these guys rock. I said it in the last video, I'll say it again too. I think they're one of the greatest bands right now. They're definitely one of my favorites, but like I said, that's a little bit biased because of how much I gravitate towards their music because of how relatable I think it is. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for this one. That was quick. Thanks for checking this one out. I'll try to make the next one just as quick. Next one should be dropping pretty soon after this. Last night I went to Casper, Wyoming at the Casper Event Center to see the Foo Fighters. I forgot for a sec. I can't believe that. It's also because I didn't get back until 2:30 this morning, and then I had to go to work. I had to wake up at 7 to go to work. So I'm running on fumes right now, but I'm getting these videos out. Make sure to stay tuned on the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss them. Also check out my Facebook page on my website, facebook.com/concertaddiction and concertaddiction.com. Never miss anything going on in the world of live music. Thanks for watching. Bye.